threw my first show over 17 years ago. I've been mentoring artists now for over 10 years. So today, I'm gonna give you my 3 secret and favorite tricks to sign more records, get more gigs, and make more money. I've used all of these, my students use these, and the results are incredible. By the way though, I've been looking up the stats on our channel, and I know a lot of you watch these and we appreciate it. We're just getting started here, but a lot of you aren't subscribed. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe, ring the bell. We wanna see you each time coming back, and we have a lot more good stuff coming. So subscribe for more. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 3 tricks, 3 little secret tips that are gonna really help you out. The first one is an email tactic. The second one is an in-person tactic. And the third one is about money, and it should help you make more of it. To be quite honest, all 3 of these things will help you get more opportunities. So if you do them right, they all should help you generate more money. First, if you don't know, I'm Justin. I run Cosmic Academy. Cosmic Academy is an artist development school. Been around for over 10 years. We've taught over 650 amazing artists. All we care about is results, and they get them. They sign to the biggest labels like monstercat, toolroom, spinnin, and Juna. They play the biggest shows. They play Beyond Wonderland, they play Ibiza, they play Ultra. We said 3 students play EDC. And a lot of them, they have quit their jobs. They have started making a full-time doing this, and they use a lot of the tricks and tips I'm gonna talk about today. My first tip is gonna involve you getting a domain, but not because I think you need a website. You actually should get a domain so you can create multiple email addresses for that domain. Stay with me for a second. You're gonna create a domain so you have an email address for a manager, an agent, and for press. But wait, Justin, I don't have a manager. I don't have an agent. I don't have a publicist. Exactly, you don't, but only you know that. When I was starting out, I used to have email addresses. It would be manager at my domain, and then agent at the same website, and then, publicist at the same website. And I would use those emails to contact people on my behalf. Be like, hey, I'm Justin's manager and we're looking to set something up with you. There's something very psychological when that happens. People think like all of a sudden, oh wow, this person has a big team. They have representation. This gives you legitimacy. Okay, so how do we do this? It's pretty simple. You're gonna go on Google Domains, which I believe is domains.google. That's the site. You could search your DJ name, your alias. You can add music at the end of it if they don't have it available. You might have to get a .co instead of a .com. This is not that big of a deal because the only reason you're actually getting the domain is because of the emails. You don't really need a website in today's marketing landscape. You don't have to have this big page designed. No, that's not what we're using this for. People are going to check you out on social media. You're using this to bring legitimacy through the emailing thing I'm about to show you. So once you purchase the domain, you don't have to buy the design package, the website package. The only thing you'll have to get are the email addresses. If you're using Google to do this, then it's very simple because all the stuff on Google Domains is done through Gmail. So setting up new email names and changing them, it's very easy through Gmail. I would recommend 3 different emails to make. Management at the domain, agent or agency at the domain, and then something for press or publicist at the domain. And if you want to get creative with this, it doesn't have to just be agent. It can be like Jeff or Justin or Steve. Make up some sort of name and pretend that that's your person. You'll use the management one to pitch the labels. You'll use the agent one to pitch the gigs. And you'll use the press, the PR, the publicist one to pitch blogs and articles. And if you really want to step it up a notch, you can create additional ones. You can create one that's like intern Steve. And when you do a pitch, CC a few of these on there. Say your manager is pitching your record, you can CC one of your interns or your assistant on there and CC yourself. Make sure you make one for yourself as well. And that looks big. It looks legitimate. It looks like you have this whole team. And I've done this so many times, you'd be shocked at how well it works. Give this a try. It's easy to do. Let me know. The next trick is awesome and works all the time. Before we get into it though, you just smash that like button. I don't know what it does. I never know what it does, but I need you to smash it. I've been told that it helps out the penguins. These cute little penguins, they need the help. It makes them happy. It makes them feel good. Help out some penguins. Don't you want to help out some penguins? Smash that like button. The next trick, gifts and personal letters. There's so many holidays all year. Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's and people's birthdays. There's so many opportunities for you to do something personal and special to make a moment, to get really deep with someone, to connect with someone. These are great things to allow you to stand out from the pack. So here's how this works. Let's start with gifts. Find a very specific type of drink or maybe food that the person you're trying to connect with likes. My favorite story I like to tell about this is I always wanted to get to this venue in New York City, but I could never get to the manager of the venue. You know, he was a very important guy, he was very well known, but I could never get to him. So one day I went to the venue and I was making small talk with the bartender. I said, hey, what is the manager here? You know, the big guy upstairs, what does he like to drink? And I'll never forget, it was this very special kind of rum. It was called Ron Zacapa 23. And I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I was like, oh man, this is probably some like $800 bottle of rum. I don't know where I'm going to find it. I looked it up online. It was $40. So I ordered it. It arrived at my place, wrote a little note on it, and I dropped it off at the venue. 2 weeks later, I got a call from the big man himself, the manager of the venue, thanking me. And that was the beginning of a relationship with him and the venue that lasted for over 5 years, almost 10 years. Now, I mentioned I included a note. So this is something that you can do separately or in addition. But let's talk about writing something. Today, everyone's just like texting and emailing, and it's not very personal. But if you want to do great deals and entertain great offers, you need to get personal with people. You need to make real connections. So here's what I do. I'll never forget when I was just starting out, the biggest promoter in Miami. This guy was doing all the big clubs. He had a huge following. He had the best deals. And I looked up to him. You know, I was maybe 23 years old. He was much older. He was close to 40. And I wanted to get in with him. You know, I wanted to work with him. I wanted to learn from him. I really looked up to this person. But to him, I was just a kid, right? So when it was his birthday, you know, people would just like send him random things. None of them were personal. What I did is I wrote him a personalized handwritten note. It wasn't anything long. It was maybe a paragraph or two, just telling him, you know, how much he meant to me, to the business, how much I'm learning from watching him and the things he's done. And within a day or two, he called me up, and he doesn't call anybody, but he called me up and told me how much that meant to him. And just like the other example, this was a start of a relationship, of a partnership that lasted for years. So gifts, letters, these are great tricks, great ways you can separate yourself, really connect with people. Okay, the next trick. This one has to do with money. If you do it right, it can make you more money. Offer to play for free. Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, and I just said it's going to help you make more money. How? If I'm going to play for free, how does this work? Maybe it's your first gig, or maybe there's a lineup that you really want to be on, and maybe the venue doesn't have any budget to risk on you. Offer to play for free. When I used to throw shows, which I did for many years, I probably threw 2,000 shows, there would be a set budget. We'd be spending all this money on artists. There might be a $20,000 budget, a $30,000, $50,000 budget, and it would be capped. We couldn't go over that at all. And many times DJs would come to me and they'd say, hey, I want to get on that bill. I want to get on that roster. You don't have like $800 for me? You don't have $1,000 just to add me to the roster? And it's like, no, we literally can't. We actually are out of money. But once in a while, a very savvy DJ, or a lot of times their savvy agent, would come to me and they'd say, hey, listen, we know you're out of the budget, but I think we do really well on your show. So let us play for free. And if we do a good job, you'll get us on the next one. And I'd say, that sounds fair. And sure enough, they would do a great job. And in my mind, I'd say, oh, they came, they delivered, they brought people, they played a great set, people enjoyed them. And I would continue to book that person. It might turn into, every few months, multiple years. And that one free gig turned into many opportunities for more money, better relationship, and the start of something that was much more promising. So you offer that one gig for free, you prove it, and that might result in you getting way more opportunities. Many of my students do this with great success. What you're doing is betting on yourself. So if you're positive that you can do a great job, play a great set, have people excited and come for you, then offer to do one for free. Prove it and tell the venue, get me on the next one if you think I did a good job. You would be shocked at how much this happens even at the higher levels. I have students that play the biggest festivals in the world, and even the festivals, even the biggest festivals, they'll say, hey, we're out of budget, or even we're kind of low on budget. And I'll give my students this exact advice. They'll say, hey, you know what? Instead of just giving me $500, save it. You said you're low on budget. I'll come play for free. I'll help you guys out, and just think about me for next time. Help me out on the next one. And what maybe would have been a $500 kind of iffy gig for them just turned into 3 or 4 more gigs that'll be double that price. So those are 3 of my secret and favorite little tricks tricks that I know will help you. If you've tried anything like this, let me know in the comments. But if you've been watching this and you're like, Justin, I don't know about that. I don't know if I've got the confidence to pull that off, or I'm not that outgoing. Well, maybe you're overthinking it. And I have an entire video. It's really good on that topic, on overthinking for artists. Go watch that next. It's gonna pop up somewhere here, and I'll see you in that one.